everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Hello and welcome into a Tyrod Taylor Tuesday here in No Man's Land. Smokey's going to have some questions about that one. Welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's
Captain Cool. Someone lose a grenade. Oh yeah. Make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports. While you're at it, go follow us on Twitch and YouTube at WZZNTV, and also go and grab our apps on the App Store and on the Google and Android App Store as well. If you have one of those phones, just look up The Blitz Sports Radio. You'll be able to find it, as well as our sister station 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Great stuff. Good stuff to have in your pockets. It's just right at your fingertips. You get to listen to your favorite sports talk people all around the board. We got Tom Abraham, we got Drew DeArmond, we got Scott Tyson, we got everybody. I left out a few, but they're all great. I will say that. If you want to join in on any of the conversations today or create an audible, call us at 256-576-4977. And this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys that show up and get the jobs done when you need it. And let me tell you, with winter coming, and it's going to get cold very quick because it's already a little cold outside, a little nippy at times, you're going to want to make sure your house is fully prepared for that winter and that weather. So go to Fleming Roofing and Restoration to get all of your roofing needs and also restoration needs. And now you're live, hanging with the chillest crew in sports radio. To my left, the one, the only, Bandi Man.
There it is.
Yeah.
I thought only one group was going to be falling to the pit today.
Just a little bit. You know, it's only a Tipsy Tuesday or a Tyrod Tuesday, whichever you'd like.
Well, it's a Thursday. No, it's a Tuesday. I'm stupid.
What do you think?
I'm looking too far ahead of the week. I'm just excited for what's coming up, man.
Okay. Is Thursday when scoring comes out?
It drops Friday.
Okay, Friday. So you were really looking forward to it. So you were just like, oh, I just got to wait this one day, get past this show, and then I get to play scoring tomorrow. But that's not going to happen. You got to wait a few more days, man.
I know you're confusing me. It was Tipsy Tuesday, then what, Tyrod Taylor Tuesday?
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor Tuesday, because, well, I can't really make any jokes about it because I don't know exactly how to make jokes about it. I mean, we show up while he is, not showing up to play for the Giants at least. But, it's injuries. It's just how it is. It's always injuries.
Well, I'm excited to hear you give your NFL rundown later on today.
Thank you.
Because we did have a joke of a game on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, we did. And we definitely talked about it a little bit. But we'll cover it again so you guys, just in case you forgot of how bad it was. Because I can't believe it was this week past week that it just happened, because I feel like it's history now. That game is in history as one of the most boring and just ugly games we've ever watched. I mean, quarterbacks were falling back, throwing the ball straight up in the air. It was madness. People were getting injured right off the bat. That's just how it is. But we can't go any further into this show without introducing our producer, the one, the only producer, Smokey My Concho.
Smokey!
I guess we kind of have two producers because...
If I'm being totally honest, I cannot stop thinking about them coming.
Oh, fudge.
Jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Man.
That marketing ad has given him so many sounders.
Everybody's coming, I guess. Well, actually, no, only 3 people are coming. And I don't know if we want to just give away...
No. We're going to save it for the cool
Okay.
segment.
We're gonna save it, though. But now you guys have on your minds, there's 3 people coming.
Yes,
that's all we'll leave
on this Top Tuesday, as I like to call it.
Phrasing.
Yes. I'll call this a Top Tuesday because right now 3 out of my 4 best balls that I've got going on, I am winning money.
Let's
so
go.
It's a beautiful thing, absolutely beautiful thing.
Do we just all have different names for Tuesday?
Whatever.
Bandi, what do you want your Tuesday to be called?
Trucker Tuesday.
Trucker
We gotta get
Tuesday.
some trucker hats for Tuesdays.
Hey, that's a marketing campaign.
That's a
right
good
there.
idea.
Trucker Hat Tuesday.
I'm losing to somebody called Blazing Bumholes on DraftKings in this one of these best balls.
Wow, those names are very interesting.
I know, right?
Almost as good as fantasy football's names. Rolling with them homies.
Well, the real Slim Brady did all right this week.
Yeah.
Finally. I mean, did I win this one? I don't know.
I don't
if
think you.
did.
What team? What's your team again?
The real Slim Brady.
Okay, I thought I was correct about it. I think you're still 1-4. So, did you win a game? Did you win a game before?
Last I saw, I was winning. I
Okay.
don't know what. Let's check and
Go
see.
check that because
I know Bandi. I did win.
you did. Good job.
Yay.
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Oh, good. Nice. All right. Well, I'm 1-4, sitting at the bottom of the bracket. You know, I won last year.
Now I get to whip your ass.
You think that, but I'm trying to get a little bit back into fantasy football. I've had a lot on my plate, so it hasn't really gone in. But you know what? Now I think maybe I do want a second ring. So I'm deciding to turn my life around and get into fantasy football yet again.
See, I'm starting to get a little more invested because my team's made a turnaround.
There you go.
Bandi with that 3-2 record right there.
Nice. I'm coming for you.
I'm on a 3-game streak because my first 2 games were against the Mrs. Abraham and the Mr. Abraham.
Yeah, no,
The Mrs. and the Mister.
Tough.
Also, the 2 people in front of me in my division.
Yeah.
Let's see this top. Let's see the playoffs right now. If you
Sheesh.
would like to know.
No, I don't. I won't be a part of it.
Well, let's take a look at it. Well, first of all, it's your mom.
Of course,
at the 1 seed.
she's 5-0. Can you believe it? Thanks, Tom.
The 2 seed's actually Grumpy.
Yeah.
Because he's also undefeated as
Yep.
well. Coming in with the 3 seed is the Tom.
Nice.
Yep.
And right now he'd be playing Bama Bill, and it'd be me and Bandi in the other playoff action.
Okay. Not bad. I would hope at least some of the
Remember,
Blitz boys go in.
6 out of the 10 go in, so you still got a shot, Captain Cool.
Oh,
You're
I
only a game behind.
I can assure you guys that I will get into the playoffs. If anything, I will get into the playoffs. Even with my lackluster team that doesn't score anything. I'm pretty sure my team's like the second lowest scoring, maybe even the lowest scoring team in the league. Let me say. So, points for? I'm not the lowest scoring. Brady Gaga is. I don't know if he's doing anything with it.
That's John Boy.
Yeah. He's just letting me kind of edge past him a little bit. I can't wait to play up against those guys though. When am I gonna get some easy matchups? Who do I got next week? I know we're just talking about our fantasy
You got
football.
me this week.
Okay. I'm gonna beat you.
You wish.
Okay. Who do you think?
I'm gonna whip your ass just like Tennessee's gonna whip Bama's ass.
Well, hey.
Hey.
So let me tell you, you're gonna go 0 for 2 this weekend. Okay.
You wish.
You're gonna go 0 for
It ain't
2.
going 0 for 2. It's gonna be a fantastic weekend.
And are you a Braves fan too?
No.
Okay.
Actually, you know, I'm more in MLB. I'm more fans of players than I
Okay.
am teams.
Yeah.
Like when I was born in '85, so when I started really looking at MLB, the WGN and TBS were the ones that had Cubs and Braves.
Yeah.
And then the other times you were able to watch it was either like ESPN on a Sunday night or maybe during the day on Fox or anything of that nature.
Okay.
So Cubs and Braves were the 2 teams that I would mainly see the most. So I started liking Dale Murphy for the Braves because that was when he was rocking and rolling, finishing out his career.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just fell in love with Ryan Sandberg and the way he plays. And seeing the Cubs each and every day with Harry Carey, that was a beautiful thing to watch. And then Griffey Jr. showed up. I am the biggest Griffey Jr. fan.
Nice.
Like Junior Griffey, and that's the reason why. Granted, you guys haven't seen me wear a hat. But
No.
Well, my dogs chew everything, all my hats up. Like I've been through
Understandable.
3 hats, and my lab is killing me with it. But every time I wear a hat, it's always Junior Griffey style.
Okay.
I bet you got a good story about Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I used to work at a country club, we had a celebrity tournament, and Griffey Jr. was one of them that showed up. And when they were all hitting on the range, I was working the range picker, like picking up all the balls, like as they were hitting them out.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, King Griffey Jr. was by far hitting it the furthest out of anyone there.
Okay. That's
He
awesome.
He was hitting bombs, like looking like Dustin Johnson out there.
Huh. All right. Sorry, I wasn't fully invested in those conversations only because I was looking at my fantasy team. But I gotta not try and change up my stuff so I can surprise Smokey this week because I'm going to beat you. Yeah, I don't care what the projections say. Okay, I'm an underdog always. That's how I like
You're
to be.
favored.
Am I favored?
Yes.
Oh, you're definitely going
Didn't you
down.
just check?
I didn't check that. I just was trying to
Oh
stack
my God.
my
He's
roster.
not even paying attention. Like, if he actually would pay attention, he would realize he's a favorite while I got a kicker that's on bye.
Get this.
You know what? I'll beat you without a kicker.
Oh my gosh.
You want to put a bet on that? Hey, okay, so we're going to have a 2-game parlay. Me beating him and then Alabama beating Tennessee.
You wish.
Man
on my
came in
Lord.
here with the Tennessee shirt and everything. He's looking nice, though.
Damn
I got to
right, it's
admit.
Bama hate week.
Got to admit, you're looking nice. The orange is a little ugly, but, you know,
That's your own opinion.
I like the Browns orange a little bit better.
Anyway, we got a fantastic show coming up right here. We got Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama coming up at 3 o'clock. 2:25, we got the play-by-play with the Bandi man. I got to say, Bandi and I, we've done something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done something, and we need to discuss it.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that.
I know you are. I just had to send a picture, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, let's go.
I know. I was excited. I was very excited. Like, finally, friends to play with.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, one that we can depend on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The pipes.
Every time that like Friends come up, I always think of that from next Friday.
Yeah, that's totally fine. No,
It's a beautiful thing.
It's understandable. It's a beautiful thing in the
It's a
neighborhood.
beautiful thing. And then we got your What's Cool, because we're going to be getting hot after that interview with Stephen Smith coming up at 3:25, and as well as the DF3 coming up at the end of the show, which I'm already in my MLB play.
Nice.
So I decided to do an all-day play. Travis Darno's been doing fine. Dansby sucks. The Braves, the Braves are leaving runners all over the
Not
place.
looking too good. They're also leaving their fans
Is
to
it
drive.
6-1 still?
Yep.
It is still 6-1, top of the 6th, 0-2. Who is it? Chavez is up. He just popped up.
Chavez.
Yeah, he just popped up. He's going to get out, and there's 2 outs. Nope. It's a foul ball. All right.
We will keep you updated on the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies Game 1 of the NLDS throughout the show. But anyway, let's see. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Rose Scholar. The captain's at CPT Cool 420. Bandy's at BLarry2016. The station's at the Blitz_sports.
Good job.
Nice.
Yes.
I shall.
It's all about repetition.
And
It's all
Smokey.
about repetition. Yes.
Well, I have some unfortunate breaking news.
Don't you unfortunate breaking news me.
This is some pretty unfortunate breaking news. And I know it affects you directly because you're not going to like it.
Ooh,
The hell.
Several Marvel movies have been delayed.
Oh,
Oh.
not bad.
But
Not bad.
for a pretty long time due to a leak.
Oh,
What leak?
Well,
Or should we save it for the cool segment?
the cool segment's gonna be full of NFL talk if you don't.
Oh, yeah. I
yeah.
forgot
There you
that.
go.
All right, so we need to.
yeah, and this just broke half an hour ago, but the release dates for what movies have been delayed, including Blade, September 6th to 2024.
Okay.
Deadpool 3 has been delayed to November 8th, 2024.
Okay.
Fantastic Four to 2025.
Jeez.
Avengers Secret War to 2026.
Holy crap.
And Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on 2024.
I'm gonna be.
That's not a Marvel movie.
I don't know why that was tagged in.
What
this
is it?
one. It's from the same guy. It's tagged in the same post.
Huh. That's a little.
That's
Well,
not
I'm
Marvel.
seeing that Marvel and Sony are looking at July 12th, 2024 as Spider-Man 4.
Even Sony's delaying their movies now?
Well, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know the exact date of when they were gonna come out, so
Okay.
I couldn't even jump in on this conversation.
Because I imagine that was a 2023 release date.
No, it was probably 2024 if we're being honest. With that last Spider-Man movie coming out and being a huge hit, they might want to take a little break for a sec. But
Well, it's also all about, let's see.
merch.
Well, not merch,
You gotta get
but
the toys ready.
You got to make sure that you got to set in the universe exactly,
Yeah.
like the multiverse.
Yeah, so they gotta adjust them.
Yep. And so from IGN, a major Disney scheduling shakeup has delayed multiple MCU movies, including Secret Wars, Deadpool 3, and Fantastic Four.
It looks like Phase 7 is going to be the main things being delayed. Phase 6 is not going to be issued, but it looks like Phase 7 is going to be the problem.
Well, as long as it's not touching FaZe Clan.
But
You know?
Deadpool 3 to 2024?
I thought it was already for 2024.
I thought that was coming out right after Daredevil. And Daredevil was going to be in spring of 24.
I thought they said it was coming out in 2023.
Well, I think we're all jambalaya on these dates, guys. There's a lot of them.
Dude, there's so many. They release.
Yeah.
They release these. They put out these release dates so far in advance. It's so easy to forget them.
Yeah. So Yeah, well, Smokey, you mind if I take
Oh yeah, you can
the
take
wheel?
I was about to do that, but then Bandi comes in with, Smokey,
Yeah.
you're not gonna like what's going on here.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take the wheel on this Tipsy Tuesday. Definitely don't
take
do
the
that.
wheel.
Yeah, I'm exactly. Today is Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, and here's what you need to know in the Blitz today. Davante Adams, guys, did you see what he did after the Chiefs game?
Yep.
Okay, he let a little bit of anger out on a cameraman after the Monday night brawl that was the Chiefs and the Raiders. After the frustrating loss to the Chiefs, well, Adams came up and he was walking off the field, head down. He was all upset, had his helmet on. He looked really cool when he did this, but it's not a cool thing he did. He just straight up, cameraman walked down in front of him. He pushed him down. And, Adams apologized, though, in an interview on social media. He just was saying he was frustrated, and that was his initial reaction to someone running in front of him when he was walking off the field. Tough to say if he meant it or not. When watching the video, Adams looks like he has no remorse. He pushes him down, looks at the guy, and then walks away. Stay tuned for more NFL talk on the cool segment later on in the show, where we'll be going over all the games from this past weekend at least. The Panthers are back in talks with teams about possibly trading all-pro running back Christian McCaffrey away, or at least checking how much value the 26-year-old running back still has. Okay, he's a great player when he's healthy. He doesn't do anything when he's injured, and he's injured quite a bit. So it's definitely something to look for whenever the Panthers are trying to trade this guy away. I mean, with no head coach and no idea how deep the team can go or how deep the team can fall until rock bottom, you might as well get this stuff out of the way. The logical teams are the Commanders, the Eagles, the 49ers, Broncos, Rams, and the Bills. They're also talking about DJ Moore possibly getting traded away. I don't know. It's just why not clean house in the Panthers? They really got it. It's just an ugly situation all over there. Nick Saban is hopeful that Bryce Young will start Saturday in Knoxville against a solid Tennessee Vols squad. Whether Bryce plays or not, Saban had this to say about redshirt freshman Jalen Milroe's performance. Quote, "He played with a lot of anxiety. I don't think he allowed himself to let his training sort of guide him and trust and believe in it so he can have success in executing plays." He says, quote, "You can't turn the ball over and not expect plays like they're designed. So those things are all things that we definitely need to improve on." End quote. Either way, it's going to be a hell of a good game, and there's going to be a lot of anger by either me and Bandi or Smokey. It all equals out just the same amount of anger, and we'll be having a war probably next Monday. Brett Favre speaks up against the accusations that he was involved in a welfare investigation in Mississippi. Favre blames the media for the accusations, saying, quote, this is a pretty interesting quote right here, "I have been unjustly smeared in the media," Favre said. And he was talking to Fox News Digital, who published this Tuesday, which was today. He goes on, "I have done nothing wrong, and it is past time to set the record straight. No one ever told me, and I did not know, that funds designated for welfare recipients were going to the university or me. I tried to help my alma mater, USM, a public Mississippi State University, raise funds for a wellness center. My goal was and always will be to improve the athletic facilities at my university." It's up to you guys to believe what you want to believe. I love Brett Favre. I've always loved Brett Favre. This stuff kind of made me stop talking about Brett Favre as much because it is a pretty big deal. It is a serious problem. But I mean, I can't say I do or do not, but I feel like I want to side a little bit more on Brett Favre's side, but that's just me. It's up to you guys to explain, so make sure you guys call us and tell us what you think at 256-576-4977. And then Bandi and Smokey finally got a hold of a game that I've been wanting them to get a hold of. I'm just going to say it now. Okay, you kind of teased it a little bit. I'm just going to say they got a hold of Overwatch 2. So we'll be hearing their opinions on that, and we'll also get to learn a little bit about a new Google computer or computers strictly made for, you guessed it, gaming. So stick around for the play-by-play with the Bandi Man. Guys, I'm so excited that you actually got on Overwatch, though. I can't wait to talk a little bit more about that.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I will admit, I was having fun a little. I was having fun.
Oh, how
I was
dare
having
you?
a little bit of fun.
How dare you have fun playing video games?
Oh my.
What do you got over there?
Ooh.
You're looking at something, DraftKings.
Oh.
Throw it at us.
It's just putting out on the wire. Sources have told the Action Network that the nation's number 2 sportsbook and ESPN are on the cusp of signing an exclusive partnership.
Okay.
It looks like we're looking at almost $3 billion in this deal.
Did somebody say $3 billion?
$3 billion?
Yeah.
That's a B.
And, I mean, if you just look at the way that FanDuel has been promoting themselves big time, I mean, they are the exclusive partner with McAfee.
Wow.
And McAfee, I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing McAfee.
It's true. No,
That's gonna cause a problem.
Yeah.
With McAfee. I mean, he's an ESPN employee, but he's a FanDuel guy. Like, all of his stuff has got FanDuel attached to everything.
Right.
I wonder what's going to happen with that. That's actually interesting to bring
FanDuel
up.
spends a lot of money in Tennessee. A lot of money.
I've never seen any of it.
I know a guy. We know a guy that has seen some of it.
You know a guy?
I know a guy.
All
You
right.
know a guy. If you just use promo code HUNK, you can go
Hey.
across the state line and get
I
a
do know
boost.
that guy. I know exactly who you're talking about. One said Hunk, one said Joe Hunk. That's awesome, though. That's really interesting. You might have to bring it up if we have time. A little bit more information if it comes to you during the cool segment.
I was just curious to see why why DraftKings was trending, and it's like, oh, ESPN exclusive. Okay.
Well, when there's $3 billion on the line, you better be trending, okay? Because I mean, that's all it's all about. But I am very excited to talk about the NFL scores from this past weekend, and we will also be getting into the implications going into next weekend, injuries, and also the winners and the losers, which we will post on our Twitter at @theblitz_sports. Last week I did the Browns as the losers, and I did the Falcons as the winners. It was a little biased, I will say. I was still a little upset. This week, I'm just as upset as I was last week, but I'm not going to do the Browns and the Chargers because I got other people in mind, and I'm very excited to talk about that. But you guys, make sure you don't touch that dial. We're going to hit a quick break right here. When we come back, the play-by-play with the Bandi Man. Stay tuned because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family-owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Bailey Custom Boats. We knew our boats were special when we would stop at any outdoor store to stock up on supplies for a boat trip, only to come back out to the parking lot and see people standing on and around our boat and a confused sales rep telling them it's not for sale and they don't even have that type of boat. Fast forward a few years, and now you can buy your very own one-of-a-kind Bailey Custom Boat. We hand cut our wood from cypress we pull from the river in Mississippi. There's a lifetime warranty on the bill. Faster and more maneuverable like a ski boat, and better fuel mileage than any pontoon on the market. With 350 horsepower, a Bailey Custom Boat will go 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. And our custom boats are Coast Guard approved for offshore and virtually unsinkable. We'll be showcasing our custom boats at different lakes over the next few weeks. Find out where at BaileyCustomBoats.com. On YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're taking orders now for 2023 delivery from April to May. You gotta pay to play. BaileyCustomBoats.com.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing, helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
Okay, Sarah, I'm dropping you at Emily's, and Josh, you're going to soccer, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and by the way, when I pick you up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What? No!
Yep, me and my short shorts doing my daddy dance. Your friends will love it.
No!
Well, I might change my mind if you buckle your seatbelts.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Whatever it takes, keep them safe. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
And welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm your host, the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry, joined standing up on my right by Captain Cool John Abraham.
Hey.
And keeping us on the air and keeping our mics on, too, are always reliable producer, Smokey Mike Huncho.
Your time is up. My time is now.
See, that's why I've also got to. I feel like I got to hold my tongue a little bit because, like, even though I'm the Alabama, I'm supposed to be the rival here, like the yin to your yang for this Tennessee Alabama game coming up on Saturday.
There is no yin to this.
I'm both. But here's the thing: it can't be that way because you control my mic.
Well, I mean, if you know,
I wield the power.
He has the power.
If Bandi disappears, that's when you know that he struck a chord in Smokey's nervous system or something.
Come on with the fun banter. I mean,
we'll
you're only going to have about 4 more days before then I officially take over.
Before you take over?
Before I take over.
He's taking over the
that's
show.
Assuming you win.
Oh, I already know it's happening.
Oh, you already know? You
know.
see into the future?
Sorry, guys. I was trying to do something. I'm a standing up type of host nowadays.
Well, are you going to start philosophizing too?
Well, look at this. Whenever you go into space, Earth actually gets smaller. No, I'm not going to do that. Bandi, isn't it your segment? I feel more loose when I'm standing up. I got to admit, more voice inflection as well, Bandi. We should also just start doing it. Oh, wait, your mic stand does not do what I do.
Yeah, no, mine falls. So I got to sit. But you know what? We got some good video game news. We got our hands on Overwatch 2, me and Smokey did. That's one thing we can be
Hell yeah.
That's one thing we can come together on is Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
We did give it a shot.
Kumbaya.
Bastion and Torbjorn have actually been removed temporarily due to bugs, and Google is designing a new Chromebook based entirely around cloud gaming. That's all coming up here on ePlay-by-Play.
Time to catch up on esports with ePlay-by-Play with the Bandi Man.
All right. But before we get into Overwatch 2 and all that, I do got to bring up a game that did just get a new trailer today and a new announcement on a release date, November 10th. It's a VR game. It's Among Us VR.
Among Us.
Now, as much memeing as Among Us gets, it's still a good game just when you look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
It's still a good, like, who's the imposter, find out who did it, complete all your tasks. It's a good multiplayer game, good party game. What's going to be crazier, in VR, where it's now in first person, you can actually walk around the ship you're on. It's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot scarier, and I think 10 times more fun.
No, I love the whole thought of it. Whenever I saw like gameplay of it a few months ago, I think, I was always just like, maybe I might actually give Among Us a try, because I love how they kind of did what Fortnite did in a way that they kind of created a new genre of video gaming, because there's so many games that came afterwards that are like the mysterious, who's the imposter, but Among Us probably does it the best, and it's the simplest way to do it. And in VR, it's going to be 10 times more fun and more suspenseful.
It's a good example of a game that really came out at the perfect time because it dropped when COVID and all that started. When the pandemic was starting, all of that was very new. And then Among Us came out. It's like, well, here's a game where you can still play with all your friends online and still feel like you're kind of in the same room connected and talking smack to each other and trying to find out who the imposter is. Like, it was a great game to play at that time.
Yeah, I mean, along with every other video game that's multiplayer, but that one made you think a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Okay, you never had to think about who's the.
It was new.
Who's the friend that's lying to me?
That's good. The VR game is actually still only going to cost $10.
Nice.
So it's still going to be set at a good price, and this is a game that's going to be really enhanced by VR. I'm looking forward to when it launches and seeing gameplay of it, and maybe giving it a try myself.
Actually, I say that Among Us came out with this whole concept of the game, or the style of genre of game or whatever, but it's actually Clue. I mean, it's just
Mafia,
Clue.
yeah.
The board game, yeah. It's Clue that came out.
I thought you were talking about the movie with Tim Curry.
No, I'm not talking about that. That's why I was confused with what he was saying. No, I'm talking about Clue with the board game. Clue.
Yeah. That also.
Oh, you're also talking about the movie. The movie
movie
version of
with
that.
Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd, Martin Mull. It's actually a fantastic movie.
I used to only play the board game. I never watched the adaptation from the board game because you know what? Game adaptations, video game adaptations, not the best. I figure that board game adaptations are probably 10 times worse.
Clue is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it really is like a top 15 of all time movie.
I remember a long time ago getting to see some of it. I just don't remember it.
Mr. Body.
I'm sorry, I just kind of zoned out for a little bit because we're showing Donovan Mitchell highlights on ESPN now and showing how much of an influence he's gonna be in Cleveland, and I got sad.
That's funny. Well, I'm gonna also say that I got distracted by the Braves actually having 3 points on the board. Let's go.
7-3 now.
Yeah, it's getting closer, but the Phillies are also pulling away a little bit.
Did you just say points?
Yeah, I meant runs. Sorry, I thought about that afterwards. I was like, who's gonna bother me to say, hey? Runs.
I'm sorry, I'm one of those sticklers. Like I'm.
You're a purist.
I don't blame you.
Well, Bandi, I prefer if somebody says golf, like whenever they report golf scores, I prefer to see like 5 under or 4 over instead of -4 or +3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. That does irk me. Now that you say it out loud, that irks me.
It's like we're not talking betting, guys.
Now I never want to hear it again.
I mean, hockey. Are you gonna say points or are you gonna say goals?
Scores.
That's a reasonable one.
I don't know why. That's just how I usually name it. Or you can say goals, soccer terms.
Yeah, goals are, I mean.
If it's anything with a net, I mean, that's not basketball, like a soccer net, I'd say either score or goal, if you get them mixed up.
What if it's handball?
Handball?
I know nothing about handball except for that I was forced to play it in PE, and I never really liked it because you can't really use your full abilities. You have to walk like 3 steps, and you got to toss the ball to somebody else.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I know. I really just didn't like it. No, he was looking at something.
Professional handball is crazy.
Yeah, like handball, that is my Olympic sport.
Really?
Whenever the Summer Olympics come around, give me some handball.
That's awesome. I'm a badminton guy, and I stand by that. Professional, it's just a different level when it's professional. It goes like 100 and something miles an hour instead of like the 50 miles an hour that you get from me when I'm playing outside in the yard, on a nice summer day, no wind.
Now Smokey, now I'm happy again because now they're showing actual preseason highlights, and I just remembered the entirety of the lack of defense he had. So now I'm back in a good mood. Let's talk about Google's new Chromebook.
Yeah.
All right. So they're designing an entirely new laptop based just for cloud gaming. It's partnered with Acer,
Asus,
Asus, and Lenovo.
I don't know.
To make these gaming-focused Chromebooks designed specifically, again, for cloud gaming like Xbox Cloud Game Pass.
Oh, is it actually just going to be like you're able to get Game Pass on it?
Now, it's not partnered with Game Pass or anything,
okay.
But it's going to be something that's going to be designed around utilizing an internet connection and playing cloud gaming through a service like that.
Yeah, as long as you can download the actual Xbox app to the Google Chrome book, then that's like all that really matters because I can't get anything on the MacBook. It sucks because it's got plenty of power to be able to play video games and all that stuff. But since I can't, download any of the games that I want, I can't really use this as a gaming computer at all. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's good now, I mean, the starting price is going to be, it's looking like for the Google one, it's $699. And for the Lenovo, it's $599. So if you wanted like a cheaper gaming laptop that, I mean, it's still going to play the games pretty well. It sounds like with what all they're putting in it, you're still getting like 512 gigs of storage.
Yeah.
Which is still a good bit. SSD storage, mind you, which is very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I load stuff faster. You want SSD.
Faster.
But faster.
Faster.
Stronger.
Harder. Better.
Faster.
Stronger.
All day, man. I used to love that. They played that at the Kentucky Derby, and that was like the first time I ever heard that. It was in a promo for the Kentucky Derby back in long time ago. Continue, Bandy.
Yeah, but I mean, like desktop setups run a couple $1,000 usually, and then like the high-end gaming laptops will be upward to like $1,500-$1,600 maybe. So I mean, getting one around this price is not a bad deal if you're not looking to get into a console gaming, because I know the Xbox Series S just marked down their price a good bit.
Yeah.
But PlayStation is still steadfast on that $400 price tag. They are going to stick with it. So it's going to like, do you want like a more expensive PS5 or just go with a PS5 or a console?
Well, the PS5's $500.
$500?
Yeah, the PS. Now I believe you're thinking about the one with no disc tray, so it's just the game. Yeah, so you're thinking about that one, which is a little bit cheaper. But yeah, no, the PS5's expensive.
Yikes.
Yeah, the Xbox was like that too. The Xbox Series X was about the same price as that, but nobody can find them.
Yeah. Now I know, like, I believe, they just sent an announcement like not too long ago that they've reduced their price. Xbox did to around $300 now. So.
Oh, cool.
Hey. I mean, again, and with Game Pass.
Another reason
you're Microsoft is stepping up their game.
Yeah, and also you can actually find them inside Walmart, unlike the PlayStation 5, which is nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Yeah, nowhere to be found.
That's what I had to say.
All right. So, Smokey, you had some experience with Overwatch 2, right?
Yes.
I got my hands on it last night. My friends convinced me to download it and install it.
I just saw it too yesterday. It was like... and the wife just gives me that look. She's like, "Are you seriously gonna download it?" I'm like, "This is for show. This is for the show."
Yeah. Give yourself reasons.
This is for the show. I'm just gonna. And then I noticed that the megabytes weren't that bad for the memory and all that.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, downloaded it, created my Blizzard account. If you want to see me, I'm Smokey Honcho in the Blizzard world.
I'm Golf King 2016.
I'm Sneaky Turtle. I didn't get to change that.
That's on you, buddy.
Yeah, that's all on you.
Yeah. But overall, I got my first taste of at least the training stuff, the tutorial and the training stuff in about 20 to 25 minutes.
Nice. You get any gameplay like against online people? Or
yeah.
No? Okay.
I mean, I did a full hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
But overall, it took me about 20 to 25 minutes to get everything set up.
That's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to playing with you guys. So who are your favorite characters, Smokey?
Well,
as of now.
I tried out some of these healers. And, first one was Reinhardt was the one that would stick right in front of my face.
Yeah, yeah.
And my wife calls him, old Viking daddy.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much his lore, yeah.
Watch the backstory of it. There's a video on YouTube, and she'll think that even more.
But anyway, so I tried him out. Didn't really like the style.
Yeah.
Then I went and I tried out Winston, because Winston was another one that was
like,
all right. But then realized that the support people I'm not exactly feeling or anything like that. Went into some of the healers, like Moira. Moira was one that I tried out at first. Not really feeling it either. So then it was like, all right, time to go for the damage.
Okay.
The damage characters. And then first one I did was the Soldier 47.
Soldier
76.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I was thinking Agent 47 in my mind.
Understandable.
But then I liked his style, so it was like, all right, let's work on some more of these damage people. Tried around with Torborn, and then went to Reaper, and overall it was like Reaper was probably the one I was working the best with, just because the way the specials and all that. But then I unlocked Genji, and so with the way I see that, I'm going to work on seeing how he plays for my style coming up this later on this evening.
Hell yeah, dude!
Nice.
Bandy, what about you? Because I know you have a little bit of experience with the game, but I want to know who you're actually playing as.
We had a couple games last night before we got disconnected and booted off.
Oh.
But I don't know, it was a little later. but I got a couple games in as one of the new heroes, Junker Queen. I'm a tank roll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
I will say I like her.
Yeah.
I like playing Junker Queen because it's kind of cool. Her primary weapon kind of looks like a model, like a from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And just like having that primary shotgun, and then you have like a throwing knife, and then some kind of cleaver. And if you do wound damage to them, you then lifesteal. And your shift gives you like a lot more health and armor, and you speed up. So it's like you just kind of go in with the shift with the extra health, cleave all these people, throw the knife, get a lot of lifesteal, and then just start popping people with a shotty. And it's so fun to play.
That's awesome. So I have not played as her well, I played a little bit, but I haven't really got into her too much. But I just didn't know how to really use her as well. You know, I didn't train as her or anything. I just kind of hopped on her because I was just like, hey, you know, I want to play as somebody interesting. Because, you know, I've been playing the game for a while, and it's one of those things, since to me it is just a big old update that adds 3 new characters, a few new maps, and a game mode where you push, where you get a robot to push a thing over the map and stuff like that. I need to like find more reasons to really get into the game, and with you guys getting the games,
yeah,
I'm super excited to hop on with the team, because the only time that I ever did competitive gaming on that video game was when I hopped into a full queue of 6, or no, it was a 5, and I was the 6th member, and we just started going in the ranks. But other than that, I do not play a lot of competitive in Overwatch. My main people, Diva, Moira. And then if I'm going DPS, I like Soldorian, or whatever her name is. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, Soldorian.
The newer character that she's kind of like Soldier 76, except for she's got a few more abilities, a few different abilities, and she's a pretty interesting character. It includes the railgun and stuff. So if you guys get to play as her, it's definitely a little bit of fun. It's a different style as well. But overall, I'm glad you guys got the game.
I will say there's been 2 big things about Overwatch 2 I've just really enjoyed. Now that I've got my hands on it, is that 5v5 just seems to be objectively better than 6v6. Like the 1 tank, 2 damage, 2 healer just seems to be it just allows for so much more fighting. Because I feel like if I'm playing damage, I'm not shooting into just bullet sponges anymore like I was on Overwatch 1, who are just constantly being shielded, or I'm just breaking shields constantly to actually do damage. It's just meat shields over and over. But now that there's only one tank, I feel like I can actually pick off healers. I can pick off other damage dealers if I'm damaged myself. And 2, it seems like they reworked a lot of abilities from Overwatch 1 that cause crowd control or hard CC.
Yeah.
That don't do that anymore in Overwatch 2, and I'm so glad they don't. Like 1, remember he's not McCree anymore. Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember his flashbang that would stun you in Overwatch 1?
Yep.
That got reworked. He doesn't have a flashbang anymore. It's a sticky grenade.
I noticed that.
Which I think's a lot better. That allows him to do more damage.
Yeah, and with Bastion, I know we're talking a lot of Overwatch, but it is kind of the game of the week. And also, I am coming out with...
We went 3 weeks with Turbo Golf.
That is true. We
went 2 weeks with Multiverses.
Well, we probably stretched out a little bit longer. But yeah, and also there's going to be a Overwatch video on the Pinky Out Gang channel, which I run, coming this Saturday at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys stick around for that for more information. But yeah, when it comes to... what were you talking? Oh yeah, the new abilities. Bastion, he got totally reworked, because now he shoots a lot slower. Okay, and then his ult, it's changed multiple times, but now it's pretty much just a what are they called? A mortar. It shoots up and then just comes down. Yeah, he does that, and also there's some bugs with him where he could just shoot a bunch of them, which Bandi brought to my knowledge just a little bit ago, which would be very hectic. And then with Diva, which I main as her, so I need to know exactly what's going on with her. She actually has her Omni, whatever, the Matrix thing. It goes a little bit longer to combat being the only tank on a team of 5. So, I mean, they did stuff, minor adjustments. I love the attention to detail to those adjustments, because they really help out that 5v5 format. Moira, on the other end, didn't get anything changed.
I will say, I had a moment where I was playing Overwatch 2. I actually played a little bit of games this morning. After I woke up, I had a moment. There was an Ana on our team, and I was Junker Queen on tank. She got nano boost. She nano boosted me. I ulted and wounded 4 of them.
Jeez.
And then killed 3 with my cleave and got another one with the throwing knife and got a 4K. I'm like, this is the most fun I've ever had playing this game.
Heck yeah. That makes me.
I'm like, this is gonna hook me on it.
That's really when the game shines, is whenever people are actually working together. It's not like Call of Duty where you can just run around and start shooting people and it's fine. It's easy to kill people on Call of Duty.
That's really what killed me with most of these morons last night. And yes, I will call morons.
Yeah.
Because why in the hell, if you're going to do a 5v5, bunch everybody up because you're going after one thing. You need somebody to overlook everything. You need somebody to work their way behind. Like, it's all about strategery to fight the enemy, and there was no strategery involved.
Well, boys.
And that's the best thing.
That's why we're all going to come together and play, and that's also why this whole time I've been thinking about who are we going to play as. You've got Reaper. That takes care of DPS. Obviously, we'll have somebody else. You've got Tank as Junker Queen. If you want to do that, you can do that.
Down.
If not her, then I'll do Diva.
I've also got a pretty nasty Ana.
There you go. I would. That'd be awesome. I haven't seen a lot of good Anas, honestly, in my days of playing that game. And if you want to do healing, I'll do Diva. And if I want to do healing, which I will do that if you're doing the other, I will play as Moira and you can play as Junker Queen. And it's gonna work perfectly, guys. I think we got something we're brewing up in the system right now.
And I like that you bring up like the bunching up, kind of like how they would on 6v6. Because if you do that in this game against Junker Queen with her ult, she literally spins like her scythe and charges through you. She will dispel all the team away from each other. Just completely isolate all of them.
Yeah.
And wound them.
Yeah.
And Reaper's special, or ultimate as you want to call it, it's like the radius of just death.
Oh yeah. It's hard to get away from that thing. And I remember when I was trying to master as him, for the longest time, I remember just all of the insane ults I had, just like highlight after highlight, because you could get in the best of places, come from behind and kill people. It's perfect. I had something else. You can go, Bandi.
I'm about to say, because we gotta get close to time. We're about to take a timeout. But you know what? I just like that with Overwatch 2, it just doesn't feel like how Overwatch 1 did, which the meta just completely devolved into shooting the meat shields, not really being able to kill both tanks, who are also still providing a little bit of utility, and then just kind of waiting everybody out, and then seeing who pops their ult first. It was just ult management all game. But with 5v5, it didn't feel like that way at all. And we had teammates who were maybe like 2 of our teammates who were synergizing their ults, and then like maybe our Lucio saved his for when their team tried to dive us with theirs. But it just felt like a constant fight throughout the whole match, and it made it feel fun.
Nice.
So I'm glad that Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play option. The 5v5 has really actually shaped up the gameplay in a way I thought wouldn't matter at first, but has just made it a lot more enjoyable. And some of these new heroes, I like them. I like their kits. I like the way they're designed. I'm still not a fan of their battle pass system and the way you gotta unlock all the old heroes.
No, yeah, I don't like that.
And it turns out, it looks like on Twitter that if you're having that bug where if you have Overwatch 1 and the heroes are still locked, it looks like that if you complete the tutorial, that might fix it. It looks like that has worked for some people, so give it a shot. I might do that when I get home later on today.
Okay.
But you know what? We got to take a quick time out. When we get back, we're going to preview the next hour, and we're going to have Steven Smith on the other side to talk Alabama football, because we got to have an Alabama guy in here to balance out for Tennessee. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. Stop into the University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
shingles. Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
I'm business analyst Jill Schlesinger with a small business success story sponsored by the U.S. Postal Service. Stitch Fix offers clothing and accessories for women on the go, selected by personal stylists and delivered right to your door. Chief Operating Officer Julie Bornstein says, our entire business is centered on making shopping more convenient, so it was vital to select a shipping provider that could provide that level of service. Julie knows that when you rely on the U.S. Postal Service, your business becomes their business. The U.S. Postal Service, priority you.
Why should you trust in the U.S. Postal Service to deliver for your business? Because when you ship with us, your business becomes our business. Whether you have 3 employees or 300, you'll have a nationwide fleet of delivery trucks working for you. We make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country. See what we can do for you at USPS.com/forbusiness. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
I'm confused. Is this a comeback music?
Is this a commercial? Okay, I guess I'll run with it, I guess. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to a beautiful day here in No Man's Land. That's hilarious. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi Man and the Smokey Mike. It sounds like whenever you come in on that, I just want to be so happy.
Well, I have to bring sad news, but I used it. I used the bumper to talk about this, as we have lost another.
Oh no. 22? Jinx.
Angela Lansbury has passed away.
Angela Lansbury?
Yeah. Yes, that's the reason why you had the Murder, She Wrote intro come in there.
Oh, that's
96 years old.
Oh, full life.
Star of Murder, She Wrote, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Let's see, what else?
She was in Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yeah.
Wait, the new one?
No.
She was.
She voice acted?
Yeah, she voice acted Beauty as Beast as the Teapot.
The Teapot. I forgot her name.
Chip's mama.
Yeah, Chip's mama. That's how we're gonna go with it. Well, rest in peace. Yet another one. Luckily, she lived a full life. Hopefully, she had a great time living that life. It happens. It is how we work.
She was in Nanny McPhee.
Aw.
Yeah.
I like Nanny McPhee.
It's one of those actresses that I never really appreciated, but definitely knew of because she was in a lot of those movies that I've watched when I was a child. So, either way, what is that? Is that it with that? Or
yeah, that was it. It was just announcing that she passed away.
Well, I also wanted to add in on that previous conversation we were having about Overwatch. And then after this first hour that is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we will stop talking about Overwatch, at least for today, because we'll get into more sports stuff like the Alabama Crimson Tide going up against Tennessee this weekend, which is going to be a great matchup. Stephen Smith is going to have a great time talking to him. And also we get the NFL recap from this past weekend. We're going to talk about a lot of the good games, a lot of the bad games, and what it's going to go on next week in football, because it's going to be highly anticipated games. And I almost said Alabama. But, yeah, my Browns, hopefully they can get a dub. Maybe not. Hopefully they can make me all hyped up, think that they're going to win, and then lose in the Browns fashion. Always Browns fashion. Isn't that right, Bandi?
Always.
Yeah, well. Either way, what's the score in the Braves game now?
Oh, boy. I mean, it's gone to commercial now, but, I mean, the Phillies so far just seem in complete control of the game.
Yeah. I mean, the Braves have a little bit of life with that the 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th, but throughout the game, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like it's currently 7-3 right now. Philly's still leading in between halves on the in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and I mean the Braves aren't doing a bad job. Okay, they had 6 hits, and it's really just bringing in the runners that they've had on base because Phillies had 11 people on base, 11 hits, and I mean they've scored on those guys. They've gotten 7 points out of those hits, and the Braves could do the same. It's the first game of the series, so there's a lot left to play. But hopefully, Braves might be able to show a little bit of life at the end of this game. Because I'm not going to say it's over, okay? It's 7-3. I've seen crazier comebacks, okay? But, the Braves will have another opportunity at getting one up on this Phillies team. Hopefully, they can get it in the next game because they will still be at home. But after that, they will have to go to Philadelphia and play. So you got to take advantage of that home field advantage when you get the chance. Okay, so I'm personally slightly a Braves fan. I will say Braves are a pretty stellar team. I'm rooting for them all the way. Philly's got Bryce Harper, so I'd like Bryce Harper, but still, I want the Braves to go. Maybe get a little repeat in the World Series, maybe.
I mean, I would love it if the Braves would move on, but I mean, it just seems like we just can't really get anything going off the plate. I mean, Acuna's been all right with a double and a single. But yeah, we just need to get it going.
Yeah, we just got to continue to hit, really.
But we're talking football next segment.
Excited for that. When we come back, who are we talking to, Smokey? You got your thing on?
That would be Stephen Smith, the touchdown, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Talking Crimson Tide, and unlike the captain, I'm actually going to be respectful.
I'm respectful. Yesterday I was respectful. You can't say I wasn't. I just said that one thing about the whole Pluto being a planet because Bandi brought it up, and I thought it was pretty goofy.
Pluto was being No. We're going to have a fun time.
It's like Rick and Morty.
We're going to make it hot. Stephen Smith at the top of the hour.
If you or someone you love is dealing with breast cancer, please listen to this important information. Since 2016, Compression and Mastectomy Solutions has been providing medical-grade compression garments and medical supplies for breast cancer patients. Our experienced staff is ready to help Monday through Thursday 8 to 1 and Friday 2 to 4:30 by appointment only. In Huntsville at 109 Marshoots Avenue. Call 256-801-8125 or log on to c-msolutions.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on 2 services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was wings and things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. The Blitz has been called. The Blitz has been called. The Blitz has been called. This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Hour number 2 is live here on a Tuesday. A tipsy Tuesday.
Tyrod Taylor Tuesday.
Tyrod Taylor Tuesday, whatever the hell Captain Cool wants to call it right there. Welcome back. I am your host. I am El Smokey alongside Captain Cool and the Bandi Man. We are taking you guys all the way up till 4 o'clock this here afternoon. 256-576-4977 is the phone number to get into the program. But for today, or not today, but for this particular segment, it's going to be owned by this particular man who does a fantastic job with Touchdown Alabama. We've had him on plenty of times before, previewing Alabama games coming up here, but this one right here, as a Vol fan, I got to be respectful. I gotta pray. I'm not going to be like the Ole Miss people would be like, oh, it's compliment Bama week or anything like that. No. This is the 3rd Saturday in October. Youth do not my kids are 13 and they don't realize how this game is supposed to be. And this game this weekend is how this rivalry is supposed to be. The man on the line is one Mr. Stephen Smith. Stephen, afternoon, sir. How are you?
Doing great, guys. Doing fantastic. With Bear Bryant and General Nealon be proud right now to know that, this 3rd Saturday in October rivalry, as you guys mentioned, this is where it's supposed to be. You got 2 ranked teams in the top 10, both undefeated. I think CBS did the wrong thing by taking Bama A&M as a night game versus this week right here. This should be the night game at Neyland Stadium.
Well, we could discuss CBS and a whole other thing in a future time, but right now, because this is like they would go away from Bama LSU weekend and they decide Bama and A&M because of all this Jimbo and Saban ruckus, and then all of a sudden it becomes a dud previewing up to it. But then we get to the game, and Bryce is out for the game. He doesn't throw any in warm-ups or anything like that. Jalen Milroe comes in and starts, and honestly, he's a great runner, just very shaky in his first collegiate start. What were your thoughts on Jalen Milroe against Texas A&M?
My thoughts on Milroe, of course, Coach Saban mentioned he played with anxiety in the matchup against A&M. And a lot of that was due to, replacing the Heisman Trophy winner. You're getting the first start of your career against a very good A&M team, despite the fact that A&M, not the team that we expected throughout the season thus far. But, for Milroe, it was tough for him. He had some good moments, of course, with 3 touchdown passes. But he also had 3 turnovers. And Saban, not one for you turning the ball over. And, he explained that with Milroe, but of course on Monday, Saban mentioned that Bryce Young has had his right shoulder, his throwing shoulder, reevaluated again by team doctors. I think Bryce is going to give it a go this week, just due to during the game in the fourth quarter, Saban talked about, Bryce was actually begging Coach to get him out there in the game in the fourth quarter. He was jumping around. He was bouncing around. He wanted to be out there, but Saban was like, no, too valuable. You sit yourself down there. So I thought Milroe, he got all the first-team reps last week, needs to be able to trust in that development, but just due to it's your first start in there in place of the Heisman Trophy winner, definitely some anxiety there for Milroe.
Right. It's like not only, like you said, replacing the Heisman Trophy winner, but you're a true freshman walking into, a very, very loud Bryant-Denny Stadium for just how the attitude was going into that game. But, would you kind of say now that if Jalen Milroe were to be put in that same starting position heading into Tennessee, that'd be putting him into, honestly, I think a much more stressful situation.
Oh, absolutely, because of the fact that, Rocky Top is going to be loud. It's going to be deafening.
Oh, yeah.
And Knoxville, just like we mentioned, this is the first time in a while where you got both teams undefeated. Tennessee's playing with a lot. Alabama's playing with a lot. Josh Heupel has done a great job in year two. You got Hendon Hooker, who's got this offense for Tennessee averaging near 50 points a game, and you can't really afford to get into a shootout with Tennessee if you're going to go with Milroe, because Hooker, way better passer than Milroe. If you're going to go with Milroe in this game, you would have to really play ball control, really win the time of possession battle, and then you're going to have to ask your defense, you guys are going to play possessed all game long and not even allow the balls to come up for a puff of air, so to speak. So if you're putting Milroe out there, it's going to have to be a formula that Bill O'Brien and Nick Saban would have to stick to. Now, hopefully for the Alabama fan base, Bryce Young is back out there. I have a gut feeling that he will be, just knowing how competitive he is. But just, if you were to put Milroe out there against Tennessee, you're basically throwing him in the lion's den, so to speak.
And Stephen, you sound very excited. Whenever we first got you on here, you came in here with a lot of energy. And I know that part of that's due to just, it's Tennessee, Alabama. It's a big old week that we got going ahead of us. But at the same time, do you prefer this more whenever the game is a lot closer like it is this year over, Alabama, getting the easy dub against Tennessee?
I like it when it's close just due to I like a good football game.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't like the heart attack games that have you on the edge of your seat and you're sweating and you're trying to find the 15th thing of beer. Like, a lot of people don't like those games because it stresses them out. But for me, I enjoy it because sometimes it's great for Alabama to have some adversity, to have some friction, to have some competition because if you don't have the competition, guys, in the regular season, then once you get to the postseason, you're going to have some teams that's going to really put it on you in the postseason. So you want to go through your lumps and your bumps and your friction now in the regular season. So I like a year where Tennessee gives you a little pushback. 2009 with Lane Kiffin, they gave Bama a little pushback. 2015, they gave Bama a little pushback. So I like those games where some pushback is in there.
Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And Stephen now getting a little more into the gameplay action as with the way this Tennessee offense is, they like to go fast. Heupel really likes that. Cedric Tillman is more than likely going to be coming back as well, which makes the wide receiving core complete for the first time in a few weeks. The Bama secondary has seemed to be a little bit shaky, but what could the Bama defense do, and what are the strengths of the Bama defense besides Will Anderson? Let's just put that as a perfect case in point. Will Anderson is just
in this game, guys, for Alabama, I know you guys are talking about the Bama secondary. This group has got to come with it because you're going up against a Tennessee wide receiver unit that Hendon Hooker trusts all these guys, and they can all make plays, starting off of Jalen Hyatt, and they got other guys with him, along with Cedric Tillman as well. He'll be back for this matchup. So they got dudes. And for Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, who played well against A&M, Brian Branch, DeMarco Helms, Jordan Battle, they've got to come with it on the back end. They've got to come with it, breaking up passes, being in perfect bays, rerouting some guys. If you can get an interception or two, hey, that'll be great. But definitely playing phase and playing coverage And aside from Will Anderson, this is a game for Dallas Turner. This is a game for Chris Braswell. We saw both of those two, get after Haynes King a week ago. Here's more of a game for the defensive line. Guys like Jaheim Otis and Byron Young and DJ Dale and Jamil Burrows, a game where they can collapse the pocket and not allow Hendon Hooker to be comfortable back there, bat some balls down, affect him that way. Henry Toto in his second year with Alabama, first 2 years with Tennessee on the other end of the rivalry. What type of impact will he have in this football game going back to Rocky Top, playing some of his former teammates? So the secondary is going to have to come with it. And then guys like Henry T., Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, and a few guys on that defensive line definitely got to help Will Anderson out there.
Right. I mean, one of the key things I've been thinking, and I wanted your take on this as well, is I think one of the main things that this Alabama defense really needs to do is to give Hendon Hooker something that he hasn't had since last year, is an interception. I want to know your take on that, and I think getting that kind of pick would just completely shift the tide of the game and maybe just shift the tide of the whole defense.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta force that turnover and get inside Hooker's head because he's having a tremendous year. He's completing 70%. He's got 13 total touchdowns. He has not thrown a pick yet. So he's entering this game with high confidence, and you want to try to affect that by creating some turnovers, getting an interception or two, or at least one. But I think even bigger for Alabama would be taking away the run game. You look at last season when Tennessee played Georgia, not being able to run the football, that affected Tennessee. When Tennessee played Alabama this past year, not being able to run the football effectively, that affected Tennessee. And putting Hooker in a spot where I have to win the game. We can't run the football. We can't have a balance. We can't be two-dimensional and give the defense something else to respect. Now I have to win the game. Put this on Hooker to win that game with having accurate pass after accurate pass after accurate pass and making those windows tight, going back to the secondary where he has to be perfect, with those passes, putting that pressure on him to do so. And then where Pete Golden is concerned, disguising coverages on the back end to where you're forcing him to read, okay, where truly do I have to go to with this football?
Yeah, and then looking at the other side of the ball, with Tennessee on defense, last week against LSU, they had a handful of sacks, and they really could not establish a good running game. And I wanted to know how you feel Alabama compares to LSU in the way that they might do differently against this Tennessee defense.
Well, for Alabama offensively, Coach Saban talked about how great this front is for the Volunteers, and for me, it's gonna be some outside runs. Can Alabama establish some outside runs? Because Tennessee up the middle, they are stout up the middle, and whether it's the right side of the offensive line with Ekiyor and J.C. Latham, whether it's the left side with Javion Cohen and Tyler Steen, can you establish some outside runs? Now I know Seth McLaughlin in the middle. At center, he's scrappy. He's a junkyard dog. He gets after you from that point of attack there. But can Alabama establish some runs on the perimeter with Jahmyr Gibbs, with Chase McClellan, and then get to the inside run? Now, a lot of this starts with if you have Bryce Young for Saturday, which in my gut feeling I think Alabama will. You have Bryce Young for Saturday, then that is the passing game galore, and you're stretching the field to open up the run. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of days where the medical staff is concerned, how much more comfortable is Young. I mentioned this. He was bouncing around on the sideline on last week, so the shoulder should not be in that much discomfort, if any at all. So we will see how he looks throughout this week of practice, but I think he'll be out there. He's out there. You could see way more passing, way more stretching the field than running. But if Nick Saban chooses to go more so to the ground, I think they got to start off with guys establishing the outside run first, and then try to see if they can step it up the middle here on this Tennessee front.
Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama, on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. And, Stephen, one of the things that I'm really curious about is these Bama wide receivers. Tennessee's secondary is having some issues with some coverage, and with the way that they have been pressuring the quarterback, mainly looking at like Jalen Daniels, and then with the Pitt game, Slovis, as well as I can't even remember the backup off the top of my head because, I mean, they just knocked them out back and forth, and the Pitt quarterback was barely able to walk off the field, whoever it was, by the end of the game. But the wide receivers, how vital is it for them to get separation, or for Bill O'Brien to actually get a little more creative with the route running or with the route trees that he's going to be using on these pass plays?
I think, guys, it's a little bit of both. The receivers have to get separation in this game, and this is a game where some guys are just going to have to grow up here because Alabama's got the talent. Trayshawn Holden's got talent. Jermaine Burton's got talent. Ja'Cory Brooks, Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond. From top to bottom, this group has got talent. It's who wants it bad enough to be the number one main guy, and then who are the guys that are ready to step in behind that player. I mean, Bama has been inconsistent in wide receiver all year. There have been moments where, okay, Trayshawn Holden steps up, and then there are moments he goes silent, much like Ja'Cory Brooks and Jermaine Burton. But this is a game where you got to help out Bryce Young, or you got to help out Jalen Milroe. You got to catch the football when it comes your way. And then with Bill O'Brien, he's got to create opportunities for these receivers, whether it's in finding a matchup where, okay, I can exploit this matchup, let me use this. Or I like this matchup here, let's get this guy in space, let's get this guy in motion, let's get some movement going around here so we can get our guy on what we may perceive as the worst guy in the secondary for Tennessee. This could even be a game where Jahmyr Gibbs could be used more as a wide receiver. Get him in some matchups also. We saw that week 2 against Texas. That turned out pretty well. Gibbs with 9 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown in that game. So it's a little bit of both. These guys have got to grow up at receiver, get open, help the quarterback out. But Bill O'Brien has got to look at the matchups where he can feel like, okay, we can take advantage of this or this right here. So it's both.
Final question for you, Stephen. With the game that is Saturday, I've asked our Tennessee guy that we had on yesterday for a prediction. I'm asking you today for a prediction on this one. Granted, we don't know the exact status of Bryce Young yet, but we all pretty much assume he's going to be in there because, yeah, this is the third Saturday in October. It's top 10 matchup. Bama needs this one for a national championship run yet again. And so what are you thinking? What are your feelings on this game, and how do you think it's going to go?
What my feelings for this game, guys? Whew. I'm gonna go 38-28 in favor of Alabama here. I mean, Tennessee's gonna score. Tennessee's gonna score points, but I think defensively in the second half, I think the secondary gets a stand and gets a turnover somewhere in that second half off Hendon Hooker. It could be a play where, whether it's Will Anderson or Dallas Turner, they get free, they get to Hooker late, he throws the ball out there, one of these DBs makes a pick, but I see a strong ball game. But I got 38-28.
Stephen, let the people know where they can read your coverage as well as interact with you on the socials, especially this upcoming Saturday.
Absolutely. They can read the coverage, touchdownalabama.com. That is touchdownalabama.com, covering the Crimson Tide. They can check out social media where I'm concerned. That's at Coaching M. Smith on Twitter. That's at Coaching M. Smith on Twitter. Facebook, just Stephen M. Smith right there. And as always, guys, it's been fun.
Stephen, much appreciate the time, sir, and we'll be talking again soon.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You too.
I was hoping we'd get one out of you.
You're not getting it out of me. No, absolutely not.
No, great stuff, though. I'm glad he sees the game being very close because we can all agree this game will probably be very close. Smokey might think otherwise.
Yes, I mean, we all hope for a blowout, but, I want competitiveness.
Oh, yeah.
I have not withstood, You realize the last time Tennessee led Alabama in the fourth quarter, it was 6 years ago?
Man.
Wow. I can't believe I was 6 years younger.
No, 7.
7
I
years
apologize.
younger. Either way, it was a long time ago.
Hey, you know what's crazier?
What?
Man, the last time Tennessee beat Alabama, you couldn't even watch a movie on Netflix.
No, you could.
Not on Netflix. You couldn't stream
I
it.
got Netflix with DVDs back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could rent Nacho Libre at Blockbuster.
Yeah. Or the Redbox. Did the Redbox become a thing at that time?
No.
Wow.
No.
Redbox was like 2010. That's when it came in. Oh, I'm just throwing out a guess right here. But no, Netflix, I remember you had to buy a disc for the Wii whenever Netflix started becoming a thing. It was really it was something special.
I remember Gamefly.
Gamefly was the
They tried to come
It was so good.
They tried to come back with it.
No. I'm serious. Gamefly was one of my favorite things to have in college because the way that I could be able to
Still a
what
thing.
was it? The NCAA baseball game. That one that came out, I had it for a month and a half, 2 months for Gamefly, and then finally returned it. But I mean, it's kind of like how Game Pass is now.
Yeah, let's try to get a Gamefly sponsorship instead. But also, I remember my little Gamefly story here was we got Fear from Gamefly. I almost said Gearfly, but no, that game terrified me, put nightmares in my soul. But I think that's the same thing that my brother, he actually was going to college, and he used to do Gamefly as well, I'm guessing, because he had that Fear game, and it definitely put fear in my soul.
Speaking of gaming, we do have a poll question out for the Blitz on the Twitter, or on the Blitz Twitter at the Blitz_sports, which the question is, which October release are you most excited to play or have played already? Your options: Scorn, PGA 2K23, Overwatch 2, or NHL 23.
Scorn.
Overwatch.
Right now, it's early, but we will keep on tabs of this one as NHL 23 has taken a slight lead over everybody else. Yes.
I didn't even vote on it, but
you didn't even vote on
no,
it? You didn't even know that I created this.
No, I voted for Overwatch 2. That's what I mean. Like I didn't vote for NHL, which I usually would, but Overwatch 2, I mean, Overwatch has kind of been a love of mine for a long time, even though I've been playing NHL hockey for my lifetime. So I mean, I usually get the games whenever they come out on Game Pass because it's the smart thing to do. I mean, it's just sports games, hardly different.
Anyway, we're gonna take a quick commercial break because we got a little heated up in there, and then so it's time to cool down. And what's cool? What are we gonna have? And what's cool? What are we gonna talk about? Are we gonna talk about somebody we talked about yesterday, an LSU gymnast trying to be thirsty for Joe Burrow?
I mean, you could also throw in that, but it's mostly NFL review time.
Hell yeah, it is the NFL review.
NFL review.
It is a Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
So we will have the NFL
preview.
I don't see how I call it preview.
NFL review.
NFL review just sounds bland.
It does, which I've had multiple names for it, but
I don't want to say whip around because it's not really a whip around.
A whip around.
The NFL Overlook. That could work for now. That'll work for now.
Anyway, we'll figure something out.
The Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that could be the name.
We'll figure out something in 3 minutes. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of the Stanton Law Firm. Stan, I guess you are the Stanton in the law firm.
Yes, Wes, that's me, and we started the Stanton Law Firm so that myself and 4 other attorneys with me can help clients litigate, negotiate, and creatively solve legal and real estate problems.
Now, Stan, you grew up on a family farm in this area and have made a name closing on houses and land with your closing company, Jacob Title.
I grew up on a farm which used to be in the country. That, plus having closed on so many homes and farms, one of my colleagues started referring to me as a classic dirt lawyer. Now, I didn't know how to take that at first, that tag, but I realized that's exactly what I do and what I am.
And I know the attorneys at Stanton Law Firm are regular listeners, and we plan to have you on periodically. You and I have seen have impacted this community.
Stay tuned, and you may hear about friends like Steve Booker, Clarence Johnson, Thomas Boyd, and even a few of those offensive line hogs like Hoss Johnson, and maybe you remember some other of those guys too.
I remember Clarence Johnson. He beat us one year. He was unbelievable.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Fan Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The safety oath. Repeat after me. I will safely bring safety to my facility and keep it safe. I will safely keep my people safe. I will put safety first in everything I do, and I will safely do so with Grainger. When you think safety, think Grainger. Grainger's got over 100,000 safety products to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. When it comes to safety, Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life.
Hello and welcome into the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm Captain Cool alongside the Bandi Man, the Chad, and also Smokey, my honcho. I'm only saying Chad because he's standing right next to Smokey, and we made a little bit of eye contact for a sec. You know, nothing much. But, yeah, if you guys want to join in on any of the conversations today, call us at 256-576-4977. You can create an audible. We're talking about a lot of NFL games, so if you want to give your opinions on how your team played, if they played poorly, if they played good, if they played like the Broncos, just let me know, because we love to hear from you guys. Also, if you want to reach out in another way, you can comment or just tweet us at the Blitz_sports. That is our Twitter. And also make sure you're watching the streams, because we do some wacky stuff here in No Man's Land, the studio for the Afternoon Blitz. That's WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube, guys. Now, before we get into these NFL things, Smokey was talking about something about an LSU gymnast. I want to hear this real quick. What was going on with that? Because that actually kind of enticed me.
The gymnast
Yes.
enticed you?
The gymnast.
Of course the gymnast enticed you.
Only because of the whole, like, she was going after... Is she going after Burrow? Or is Burrow going after her?
Oh, no.
What's happening here?
Olivia Dunn, the one that we discussed during NIL talk yesterday, as she is the 5th highest in NIL throughout any sport and any gender.
Of course.
At $2.3 million.
Okay.
Outkick decided to come out and says that she's hunting down Joe Burrow.
Is Joe Burrow married? Or does he have
got a girlfriend.
He's got a girlfriend. Oh,
Yeah.
there might be a little bit of a cat fight.
But she's putting out apparently, and Joe Kinsey, who formerly had was head of Busted Coverage. I don't know if y'all remember Busted Coverage back in the day.
I remember it. Wasn't that old.
Yeah. But yeah, she's putting on TikTok like anything that she's dropping some hints that she wants to be dating one Mr. Joe Burrow. She's putting
Wow.
out pictures saying, "I'm ready to date again."
Wow. Yeah, I feel like everybody on TikTok has always been kind of thirsty for her, but I've never really seen her with a boyfriend. So, and I've never shot my shot. I don't need to shoot my
Well,
shot,
did you
guys.
hear about the? I don't remember which Arkansas player it was, but when Arkansas was playing Bama, I think it was, or no, it was.
What happened? Because I might know of this.
It might have been no. It was somebody that went down to LSU. I'm trying to think, but it was an opposing player as they were traveling to bats. I think it was Mississippi State. That's what it was. It was a Mississippi State player trying to shoot his shot against with Olivia, like anything, and was just like, yeah. And then she was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, tough. It's tough right there. But
Nice
now,
try.
hey, if she's feeling a little interested in the Bengals to lead
quarterback,
quarterback, I mean, there you go. I mean, she's at least she likes football
but
players.
also, Joe Kinsey put it out because he is a Bengals fan, and
Yeah.
he is also he put it on the Twitterverse saying that he's going to need Olivia Dunn to calm down with the Joe Burrow hunting until this team shows him that they can play above 500 ball this year.
True. Yeah, don't want to distract Burrow. He's a golden child for that Bengals team right now. Okay, but since we're talking a little bit about football anyway, Joe Burrow and all that whatnot and hullabaloo, I guess unless you've got something to also add into the cool segment before we get into this NFL recap, because obviously I don't want to go without saying anything too cool. But that's up to you, Bandi. Do you have anything cool? If not, just tell me and I'll just go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's a little close, but I mean, I was excited to see that it did turn out that The Rock did announce. We're talking a little DC Cinematic Universe now.
Okay.
The DCEU. That apparently Dwayne Johnson has confirmed that Superman will absolutely, in quote, fight Black Adam.
Whoa, that's pretty awesome.
Does that mean
Henry?
The chin, the jaw?
The jawline's coming back?
Potentially.
Heck yeah.
The Henry Cavill.
That'll be awesome. Do you know?
You know, The Rock also got asked wrestling questions too. Probably in that same one. Was it Chris Van Vliet that asked him the question?
I believe so. I'm just on the IGN article.
Yeah, that's Chris Van Vliet then. Yeah, he also asked The Rock some wrestling questions and his thoughts because there's certain things that are about to start happening in January.
Okay. Very interesting stuff. You'll have to throw it in tomorrow's cool segment. Because...
Oh, no. I'm going to do that when he returns.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, let's get into this cool segment, guys, shall we?
It's getting hot in here.
Hot air. So hot in here.
That's a spicy meatball. So it's time to cool down with Captain Cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know what cool is?
What?
You're looking at.
Yes, you are. If you're listening to our stream on WZZN TV, on Twitch and YouTube, Smokey, you know what to do. Play that music. Because it's time for the NFL. Rewind? I don't recap. We're still thinking of names, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. It's good. It's loud in my ears, so that means I can go on a rant right here. I can go on a roll. First things first, we're going to go to Mile High Stadium. The Denver Broncos going up against the Colts. We talked about this last week, guys. It's Thursday night football, or should we say it's prime night football. Amazon Prime. Their game wasn't prime. It was actually it was undercooked. It was terrible. It was a horrible game. We've talked about it enough, guys. Broncos and Colts. Broncos just can't win, okay? They just can't win. Whether it's the head coach or Russell Wilson or Melvin Gordon, I don't know what the problem is. There are a lot of problems. Colts get another win. I don't know how. They're dragging by right here. Matt Ryan at 251 yards passing. No touchdowns. And, yeah, that's enough of that one because it's leaving a disgusting taste in my mouth. Going over to an actually good primetime game, the Bengals versus the Ravens. Now, I hate both of these teams because they're in the same division as my Cleveland Browns, but Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow both showed out and had a great time. Lamar Jackson with 174 yards passing with a 1 touchdown pass, and also, you know what he did? He was a running back as well. Lamar Jackson went for 12 attempts, 58 yards. Sounds about average for him. No touchdowns, though, in that right, okay. And then Joe Burrow on the other side of the ball. 217 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Joe Mixon had 78 yards on the ground. Great game. Ravens win that one barely because of an amazing Justin Tucker field goal to end the game, 19-17. Oh, the Ravens are going wacky, guys. Moving on to the next one, it's the Battle of the Birds, and we got to see the Cardinals wearing their sweet black helmets. Guys, remember when I talked about how they wore them prematurely in the preseason without their black jerseys? Guys, this time they actually had to have their black on black, and it was very appealing to the eye. Jalen Hurts, pretty solid game yet again, 293 yards, with also some rushing attempts, 15 to be exact for 61 yards, with 2 touchdowns. The man does it all, and his size is insane. This guy's just a gigantic man. Kyler Murray didn't have too bad of a game either, with 250 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and then James Conner also 55 yards running the ball. But the Eagles do what they do best and win. They're 5-0 on the season with a 20-17 win over the 2-3 Cardinals of Arizona. Moving on to one very surprising game, but not really, because Cooper Rush is an absolute goat. Oh wait, he only threw for 102 yards passing? That's not really cool. Either way, the Cowboys defense absolutely demolished the Rams offense, garnering me 22 points in a pointless freaking fantasy football game against one said Tom Abraham. Either way, Cowboys do just enough to get the dub, 22-10 against the Rams of Los Angeles. Guys, Matthew Stafford actually had a pretty stellar game with 308 yards passing, but not enough touchdowns, with only 1 touchdown pass, and that was to Cooper Kupp with 125 yards. Man is just always an amazing pick. Fantasy football, my mom is just scoring countless points with Cooper Kupp. This guy is going to be impossible for anybody to really want to get in the future. Moving on, we have the Panthers and the 49ers in North Carolina. Guys, Panthers, you know what happened. They lost their head coach. They also lost their quarterback. Who are they going to start next week? Wasn't it? Who is it? Number 11? He played, what's the guy's name? He played in the Allegiance or whatever. Frick, I forgot his name. He played in the XFL, didn't he?
Wait. Are you talking about one Mr. P.J. Walker?
I believe so. Number 11, third string quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah, because Sam Darnold's not there either. So, they're both injured. Mayfield and Sam Darnold. So we get P.J. Walker going to come in next week. But that doesn't matter because we're focused on this one. Baker Mayfield, gotta admit, didn't look as bad as he usually does. He's still one of the worst players in football right now, at least in quarterback aspect, but he threw for 215 yards. Christian McCaffrey had 14 attempts for 54 yards on the ground, looking stellar as always, and also 1 touchdown. I know it might not show on the stats, but with 14 attempts, this man was a bat out of hell. He was just flying. But Jimmy Garoppolo showing the Italian blood inside of him, throwing for 253 yards and 2 touchdowns, guys. I mean, the 49ers are back, baby, and Jimmy Garoppolo might just lead them to the playoffs like he does best, guys. 49ers get away from that game and start winning. They win 37-15. Moving on. By the way, the Panthers are now 1-4. Going to another 1-4 team who played against the 3-2 Titans of Tennessee in Commander Land. That's right, Washington Commanders go up against the Titans. And it was it was a game. Brian Robinson came back, didn't do anything. 9 attempts for 22 yards, nothing. Carson Wentz, on the other hand, pretty big game. 359 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Amazing, but you can't go without saying that Derrick Henry is on a roll. 3 weeks in a row. I can't stress this enough. The man is back. He is sitting on his throne. Man had 28 attempts, guys. You know he's got to be tired, but he's also carrying the team along with those attempts. 102 yards running and also 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 181 yards, 1 touchdown pass. Titans get the dub barely against a not-so-good Commanders team. They win 21-17. Moving on. Saints, Seahawks. A beautiful game to watch. Both teams with cool uniforms, I gotta admit. This game was just all about scoring. There was literally almost no defense. And you know who did some of that scoring? One Mr. Tyson Hill. Guy is an absolute GOAT. Only person with more touchdowns than him this week? You know who?
Who?
Kelsey. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
come on. I mean, the game was last night.
Well, I know. I thought you would
Come
say
on.
it. I know. I thought you'd be a little more dramatic.
I know. I like to drop that on you. But, yeah. Great game. I got to admit. Tyson Hill, 9 attempts running, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara also was it was a wide receiver this game because he had 6 receptions for 91 yards. Pretty stellar for him. Andy Dalton, 187 yards, 1 touchdown. In this game, you looking at the stats, you don't know why the Saints won. Tyson Hill, it was all him the whole time. Man was scoring touchdowns left and right. He was throwing the ball. He was running the ball. He was catching the ball. He was doing it all. Geno Smith on the other side also had a pretty stellar game. 3 touchdown passes, 268 yards passing. Tyler Lockett, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, spectacular. He is now on my fantasy team, by the way, guys. I'm looking forward to a lot of that. But the Saints win that one 39-32. It was a good game, all right? It was a good game. Seahawks even tried to come back at the late half of the game with 13 points in the fourth quarter. They just didn't do it enough, guys. 8 points for the Saints in that fourth quarter. It's just a wonky game, okay? That middle half of the game, Saints really were just going off. Moving on to another team who was going off. I'm going to wait until my music comes back because it faded into the next one. Is it coming? There it is. On to the next. Bills, Steelers. I love it, baby. Mike Tomlin, a little upset with this one. I got to admit, last time they lost this bad, I think it was the Browns, actually. I think it was the Browns shutting them out. 51-0 a few years ago. Maybe more than a few years ago. Maybe, before my lifetime, actually. Maybe in the 80s. I forgot exactly when. Josh Allen continues. He's back. He's back as being a prime quarterback right here, guys. 424 yards passing with 4 touchdowns. Dang, Tom is happy right now because that's his quarterback in fantasy. You know what, Josh Allen, he also runs a little bit. He dabbles in it a little bit. He had 42 yards on the ground. And then on the other side with Kenny Pickett. Guys, I'm excited for Kenny Pickett, but you know what? I told you he would have the bad end of the straw. He had to go up against the Bills. The Bills with an amazing defense. But Kenny Pickett still showed why he should start because he had 327 yards passing, but no touchdowns. 1 field goal by the Steelers. The Bills win 38-3. Bills move on to 4-1, while the Steelers fall to a measly 1-4. Guys, this brings a smile to my face because moving on to the next game, moving on to the next game, I'm just going to talk about the Dolphins and the Jets. What the hell, dude? Dolphins look like a totally different team without Tua Tagovailoa, okay? I don't even know who this quarterback is for the Dolphins, but all I do know is he looked pretty bad. Skylar Thompson. Just the defense was all up on him. The Jets looked like one of the best teams in the league after watching this game, I have to say. Zach Wilson, 210 yards passing. No touchdowns by him, but Breece Hall, on the other hand, had 97 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. And, it was pretty good right there. That's all I really got to say. Tyreek Hill had 47 yards, in the air. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's my running back right there. Breece Hall.
Yeah? Breece Hall's your running back?
Yeah.
Really? Wow, that's surprising right there. But yeah, it was a sloppy game. It was 5-0 at one point, and then the Jets kind of just took hold of the situation after the second quarter. After the Dolphins did score 14, they scored 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, but then after that, 21 points in the fourth quarter by the Jets, dude. Something just clicked. It's looking good. I told you guys, Zach Wilson, he's gonna be something special too. Joe Flacco just couldn't run that team the way it needed to be ran. 40-17, Dolphins fall, Jets win. I can't believe the Jets have a better record than the Browns, but the Browns did lose to the Jets, so what can I really say? Moving on to my Browns. Nice little segue, just had to hop on it right there. Browns-Chargers. What do you guys think happened? It was a very close matchup. Had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, except for it didn't, because the Browns were up 14-0 in the first. They were looking so good. And you know what? Jacoby Brissett was throwing the ball down the field, and I couldn't be happier because he actually looked like a starting quarterback who had confidence in his wide receivers and his team as a whole. David Njoku had a spectacular game, 88 yards. He had 6 receptions that were given perfectly. by Jacoby Brissett. And you can't forget about Amari Cooper, who also had a pretty spectacular game. Jacoby Brissett, 230 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 terrible interception. This one hurt me so bad. The Browns were going to go down the field and win this game, but they just didn't. I'm sorry, I'm focusing a little bit more on this game than others. It's just how I got to be. Amari Cooper had 7 receptions with 12 targets, 76 yards, and 1 touchdown. Thank you very much. He had 20 points in fantasy, which really helped me out. Justin Herbert on the other side wasn't really as spectacular as we wanted, or as Chargers fans wanted at least. 228 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Honestly, if it wasn't for the running game that was worst in the league for the Chargers, they wouldn't have won this game. But Austin Eckler really showed up. 16 attempts for 173 freaking yards. What's going on? You can see why the Browns traded for the Falcons linebacker that is injured, but it's whatever. I think it's how it's got to be. Mike Williams also had some spectacular game with 134 yards, 10 receptions. It was just one of those games, man. Speaking about Steven Smith talking about close games and how he knows that people don't like those, that's exactly what I have to go through every single week, every single year with these Browns. Browns lose that one 30-28. Moving on to a game that used to just look disgusting, and it still is disgusting because we don't know who's good and who's bad. The Texans, for sure, are bad. The Jaguars? People were thinking they were going to be good. Turned out, Jaguars still suck. Texans suck too. They just both suck. Davis Mills, 140 yards passing. Trevor Lawrence, 286 yards passing. It was a gross game. I'm not gonna look at it for too long. Texans win that one 13-6. Jaguars fall at 2-3. When are they going to start picking it up? Trevor Lawrence is a spectacular quarterback right there. He's elusive. He knows how to throw the ball. He could be a leader one day. Right now, doesn't look like it. Davis Mills, man's not even supposed to be starting there, but he is. Moving on. Patriots Lions. Another game that just made me fall asleep almost when I saw it, except for the Patriots had Mr. Patriot Pat. I don't know what his name is. It was on the helmet. It was cool. The jerseys looked nice. The Lions looked terrible. The Lions jerseys terrible. Lions didn't score a touchdown, guys. Ugh, jeez. Freaking Zappy. He should be a starter now, shouldn't he? He just beat the Lions. Defense shut him out.
All right, man?
I got a little bit of phlegm, but I can't stop. I can't stop, guys.
You're losing it, man. You're like.
He's getting too hyped. He needs to cool down.
I had some phlegm.
He needs to not pull a Cade York and shank it.
I'm not gonna shank it this time. Oh yeah, I didn't even get to focus on that. Yeah, Cade York, he also missed a few more field goals, which really just cost us in the end of that game. The Browns game, by the way. But yeah, Patriots Lions. Patriots win that one 29-0. Zappy, a 1 touchdown, 188 yards passing, looking pretty good. I don't even know. That game was just there. It was just another game. It was a high school blowout. That's what I like to call it, because that's usually what happens in high school football, guys. Lions just looking like a high school team. It's almost like Hard Knocks didn't even come to their region. Moving on. Vikings Bears. Nice little rivalry matchup right here. Kirk Cousins, 296 yards passing. He was cooking like in the kitchen. 1 touchdown. Dalvin Cook looking pretty spectacular with 18 attempts, 94 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. And Justin Jefferson, again, another spectacular wide receiver. 12 receptions, 154 yards. Man is a beast. Finally getting it cooking, and Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook are helping him out immensely. On the other side, Justin Fields, 208 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and he also ran the ball a lot. 8 attempts with 47 yards, and then guess what? The running back wasn't a running back this game. That's right, he was a wide receiver, David Montgomery, which I should have not released him from my fantasy team. I did, and you know what? I just picked him back up.
How many did he put up?
He, you just, I'm easily, I don't even know where it is. Okay, I don't know.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. That's all I could say. But yeah, David Montgomery, 46 yards. He just passed. It was just him. He was a wide receiver that game. Moving on to another one. Falcons Buccaneers. A lot of controversy in this one because Tom Brady did get sacked, and that was just a sack, guys. It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't, but it happens. It happens in sports, guys. I feel like he's probably paying him, but at the same time, all he has to say is, I don't throw the flags. That's exactly what he said right there. Tom Brady, 351 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 14 attempts with 56 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. And he also played wide receiver because he had 10 receptions with 83 yards, 1 touchdown there as well. And then on the other side, Marcus Mariota looking pretty decent. I got to admit, he was able to use his legs a little bit. 147 yards passing, not that good. 1 touchdown and also 61 yards rushing. Pretty good right there. The game was a lot closer than I thought. Falcons scored all their points in the 4th quarter. Wow, that's crazy. The Falcons lose that one though. Buccaneers get that 21-15. Buccaneers now 3-2. I don't know how far they can go, guys. This just is his relationship's in shambles. He's just falling apart. But that was more of the defense right there. They were playing a spectacular game and then just gave up a lot of points. And then the Buccaneers, they didn't give any points in the 4th quarter. So it was just a flip-flop of emotions, really, for Chad especially probably. But that just happens. It's just how it goes in the world of sports. Moving on to the Giants and the Packers. In London, everybody, a game that I wasn't awake to see. I just totally forgot that it was going on. Saquon Barkley, absolute beast. 70 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. And Daniel Jones with 217 yards passing. And Aaron Rodgers is really in need for a wide receiver, guys, because Randall Cobb can't do everything, but he did a little bit. He did 99 yards worth of it. That's all right. 2 touchdowns by Aaron Rodgers, 220 yards passing. The Giants surprised the Packers. I don't know. If this game was in Lambeau, do the Packers win this game pretty decisively? That's just a big question. But Daniel Jones came back. We didn't have to see Davis Webb play. It's a win for me. Giants win that one 27-22. And then moving on to last night's matchup. The Chiefs and the Raiders. The Raiders get off to a amazing lead, 17-0. It looks like a totally different team. They don't look like they're 1-3 anymore, because now they're 1-4. That's right. Chiefs come back, score 10 in the 2nd, then in the 3rd, 14, then 6 in the 4th. Just enough to win. But guess what? It wasn't all alone. I'm gonna speed through this because I see the time now. Okay. Derek Carr. Decent game, 241 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes looking good yet again, but he had no wide receivers. So, you know what? He threw to his tight ends instead. Travis Kelce, 4 touchdowns, baby. Only like, how much was it? Like 60? No, it was less than that. It was less yards. It was like 20-something yards.
Yeah.
30-something. I don't know. It was around that. But yeah, 4 touchdowns. Big win for him. Patrick Mahomes had a big game in fantasy. Derek Carr, decent. Josh Jacobs, really good. 154 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. Devontae Adams pushed over a cameraman. All right, that's it, guys. All right, there you go. Now you're all caught up with the sports, guys. We're going to hop into a break. When we come back, the DF3 with the Smokey Mike Hahn Show. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Has been called.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on 2 services you need at the same time. and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatewitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Coming up following football, followed by murder, she wrote.
We would have bets on how long it's going to be between murder and she. And it got longer and longer.
Then it's murder, she wrote.
Welcome back into the Afternoon Blitz, the final segment. I'm sorry, with the passing of Angela Lansbury, one of the things that always was fantastic back in the football Sundays when you had Pat Summerall and John Madden was always on CBS. You had Murder, She Wrote.
Indeed.
Oh, I didn't even forget. Oh, damn. There we go. The music's off, so then that way I can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's too hot.
The DF3. Trouble.
DF3, yeah. Hokey. It's hokey tonight.
Hulk?
Hokey.
What is this?
By the way, 7-6 in the Braves game.
Yep, the Bravos have been coming back and they're working their way to possibly tying the game against the Phillies.
Yeah.
And the chat is going nuts. We all know that the chat is going nuts.
We're all going to sit here and stay and watch this game until it's over.
Anyway, so DF3, let me pull this bad boy up right here. We're going with the two games that's going on tonight. You've got Vegas and the LA Kings, as well as the New York Rangers and come on. I did not want that. Rangers got Caps, I believe it is, but let me make sure fully. No.
Sorry, we're watching the game right now.
Sorry, the ball didn't fall. 2 outs.
Oh, Rangers got the Lightning.
Oh.
So we're going to go quick with this. Stamkos, Point, Kucherov for Tampa Bay. Panarin, Lafreniere for the Rangers. Then back to Tampa Bay with Hedman. Thompson for Vegas is the goalie I'm going to go for, and that's actually the only one off of the Tampa Bay Rangers game that I decided to go.
Nice.
I feel Rangers and Tampa Bay are going to be a high-scoring game, so I'm not touching goalies there. I went with Vegas and LA to pick my goalie on that one. So that's your DF3 for the E, and that's a wrap for a Tuesday.
All right.
So then a wacky, wild, whatever Wednesday.
Hump day.
The camel can go to hell.
Mike.
Anyway, for the captain, for Bandi, I'm Smokey. Y'all have yourselves a good evening.
Game over, Braves.
If you or someone you love is dealing with breast cancer, please listen to this important information. Since 2016, Compression and Mastectomy Solutions has been providing medical-grade compression garments and medical supplies for breast cancer patients. Our experienced staff is ready to help Monday through Thursday 8 to 1 and Friday 2 to 4:30 by appointment only. In Huntsville at 109 Marshoots Avenue. Call 256-801-8125 or log on to c-msolutions.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer